before miracles, before the crowds. Before the cross, there was silence. 40 days, 40 nights, no food, no water, no company, only the Son of God and the voice of the enemy. This is not just a story of hunger or temptation. It's the story of spiritual warfare, a cosmic confrontation where heaven and hell met in the wilderness. And what happened there would define the fate of the world forever. After his baptism in the Jordan, when the heavens opened and the voice of God declared, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased," the Spirit immediately led Jesus into the wilderness. Not Satan, not chance, the Spirit. Because before every public calling, there is a private testing. Before every victory, a battle that no one sees. For 40 days, Jesus walked deeper into the desert, away from people, away from comfort, into the solitude where only obedience could speak. The ground cracked beneath his feet. The sun seared his skin. Each night, cold winds cut through his flesh. But he kept walking. Because this was not punishment, it was preparation. The wilderness is not just a place of sand, it is a place of silence. No applause, no miracles, no ministry, only you and God. For 40 days he prayed. For 40 nights he waited. His stomach twisted in pain, his body weakened, but his spirit sharpened. Every hunger pain was a question. Will you trust the Father when your needs are unmet? Every lonely night whispered, are you truly who you believe you are? He faced the wilderness within, the place where identity is tested. And when his body was weakest, the tempter came.
If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become bread.
Simple words, but a deadly offer. Hunger is powerful. The desire to prove yourself is even stronger. Satan wasn't just tempting him to eat, he was tempting him to doubt. If you are the Son of God, prove it. How often do we face the same whisper? If God really loves you, why are you hungry? Why are you struggling? But Jesus, calm, weary, yet unbroken, answered, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. He refused to let appetite define his faith, because obedience is a stronger nourishment than food. Jesus wins the first battle, not with power, but with trust.
If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. For it is written, he will command his angels to lift you up.
Notice the shift. Satan now quotes scripture. Temptation doesn't always come through lies. Sometimes it twists truth to make pride sound like faith. Satan wanted Jesus to perform a spectacle, to force God's hand. Show them who you are. Jump and let the angels catch you. But faith that demands proof is not faith, it's manipulation. And Jesus replies,
it is written, you shall not test the Lord your God.
He could have proven himself to the world in one breathtaking miracle, but he chose humility instead of pride. He chose trust instead of showmanship. Because the Son of God didn't come to impress, he came to obey.
All these I will give you, if you will bow down and worship me.
The final temptation was the most seductive. Not hunger, not pride, but power. Satan showed Jesus the shortcut, the crown without the cross. Take the easy way, he said. Skip the suffering. Rule the world now. But the path of God is never the path of compromise. There can be no kingdom of light built on the worship of darkness. And with fire in his voice, Jesus declared,
away from me, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and serve him only.
At that word, away, the battle ended. The desert grew silent again. But this time, not in defeat. The angels came, not to applaud, but to serve. He had faced temptation and triumphed, not by miracles, but by scripture, not by strength, but by submission. This was not the last time he would face Satan. The cross was still ahead. The agony still waited. But in the wilderness, he had already won the first war. Because every future victory flows from what happens in private battles. He didn't just defeat Satan for himself, he defeated him for us. In his hunger, he conquered our greed. In his humility, he broke our pride. In his obedience, he overcame our rebellion. The desert became the first altar of redemption. We all face our wilderness, those seasons where God feels silent, where temptation whispers, where the soul feels dry. But the desert isn't a punishment, it's a classroom. It's where heaven watches what we choose when no one else sees. If Jesus, the Son of God, needed a wilderness before his ministry, then maybe your wilderness is not a delay. It's preparation. When you feel hungry for answers, remember, man shall not live by bread alone. When you feel unseen, remember, you shall not test the Lord your God. When you're tempted to compromise, remember, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Your wilderness is not the end, it's the beginning of victory. The same Spirit who led Jesus through the desert will lead you out of it too. 40 days in the wilderness, a battle unseen by men, but remembered by heaven, and from that lonely desert, the Son of God walked out, hungry, but holy, weakened, but victorious, and ready to change the world. If this story touched your spirit, share it with someone who's walking through their own wilderness. And remember, victory often begins in silence. Subscribe for more faith-based stories, divine mysteries, and cinematic journeys of Jesus.